I just want to know whether your lordships are taking into account these facts, because that's extremely relevant from our point of view. Because if your lordships had said earlier that subsequent facts will not be taken into account, we are dealing with the law, we are dealing with these facts.
Mr. Sibal, these facts on what they have said would have possibly no bearing on the constitutional issue which has been argued.
But even otherwise, because we have to counter those facts,
we had asked them a question on the roadmap for holding an election.
That's fine, Mullah.
That's what they have responded.
But Mullah,
that's what, Mullah, in my argument.
But our decision on the constitutional issue has to be on constitutional.
But Mullah, these facts will go into the mind of the court because they are trying to show as to how this enormous change has taken place for the benefit of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. If you have 5,000 people under house arrest and 144 throughout the state, there can be no bun. So, my request to your lordships is, please don't enter into this arena, because we will have to counter it with all kinds of facts, which I don't think is necessary for this court.
The nature of the development work which the government says has taken place post August 2019, this may not be of relevance to your constitutional challenge. And therefore, when they respond to the constitutional challenge, that has to be dealt with independent.
I didn't rely upon it while answering on merit.
Facts, if they come into your lordship's part of the record, then that has...
I think, Mr. Sibal, what the solicitor, to be fair to the solicitor, what the solicitor was saying is that the roadmap to full statehood would take a little time.
That's obvious.
Right now, that they are the development. There his submission is that right now development work is taking place. Some stability has to be brought about. This is not a permanent arrangement, namely the UT status. They envisage that it will be a movement from UT to statehood again. We can't give you a fixed point of time when we will restore statehood, but they have told us the process which they are following on the path to...
I have no objection. That statement, I have no objection.
And that's how we read it.
Yes, but if any other fact that you bring to your lordship's notice has no bearing, because I'll have to counter it.
Solicitor, Mr. Attorney, we take it that what you said, Solicitor, a short while back, is along the lines what we said.
Yes,
that this is
answer the election and
the
statehood query, not as a justification.
I have no problems to that.
Mr. Sibal also fairly says that he has no difficulty about that.
During my arguments on merits, I never relied upon.
This cannot be an answer to the constitutional challenge.
But even otherwise, it should not speak into your lordship's mind, Mullahs, that these are great things that are happening, Mullahs, because today, the kind of drugs that are happening with the youth in Jammu Kashmir is unbelievable. But I don't want to enter into that conversation.
Can I put it like this?
The unemployment rate is enormous.
Mr. Sibal, these are matters on which there can be and should be in a democracy policy differences, right. But that can't affect the constitutional answer to a constitutional challenge.
Once you start placing these facts and your lordship,
but therefore we place those facts which he mentioned in the perspective of the roadmap to statehood. That's all, and nothing on.
This is not a justification.
This is not a justification. It cannot be from our perspective also to the answer to the constitutional challenge. We'll have to address the constitutional challenge.
Your lordship will allow me to face some counter facts to that.
May I put it like this? I had intervened that stage also when you were saying, only for this reason that we wanted in a conspectus to understand when they look to a restoration of statehood.
No problem.
Which they made a statement.
That's no issue, Mullahs. They say that will take some time. Your lordships will decide on that issue, Mullahs.
That's confined to our answer, our question to Mr. Solicitor.
Buns have been reduced to zero. Buns have been reduced to zero. All that, with respect, I say your lordship should not even. Those facts are not relevant for the purposes of your lordship's decision. Is all that I say.
And therefore, we had not taken that additional affidavit which was sought to be filed at the inception of the record. And I don't think there has been any change in that.
I think it's better understood like this. Neither these statements nor their refutation, if need be, will enter into the question of determining the constitutional validity. Correct. So therefore, paraphrase it like that. We don't want to put it like that.
On that aspect,
I also didn't rely.
On that, Mr. Sibal, Mr. Attorney, and
entirely different purpose.
I think there is a broad-based understanding on both sides that the constitutional challenge has to be answered on.
During my assistance on merits, I never relied upon this.
The problem is the following: these are televised. All this is being televised, and all of this being recorded. So, these facts come on the record. They are part of the public space, and people feel what a great thing has been done by the government. This creates a problem. Well, that's why I.
What's why progress never creates problem.
I'm sorry.
Lack
Please
of
allow me.
offenses
All right,
do
Mr.
not
Sibal, we
create
got the
problem.
point. We got your point. I think we have clarified it.
Yes.
That the constitutional challenge will be dealt with by the Supreme Court on constitutional grounds.
That's right. None of this should enter into the.
And they have not argued equity in defense to your constitutional
That's all,
challenge.
that's all, Mother, that's all.
Yes.
I suppose these statements are otherwise in the public domain. In elections,
There's a
will
lot
be-
in the public
Mr.
domain.
And therefore,
Mr. Attorney,
public
there's a
will
lot-
consume it.
Mr. Attorney General, you're meeting the constitutional challenge on constitutional argument.
Which I
We
did,
must
but I never-
address this matter like any other constitutional
That's
matter as a
right, that's right. In the
constitutional issue
public
which we have to
domain, I can
confront.
raise a lot of facts.
But when I answer the question of election and the statehood, these figures will go into our
So
decision.
that you made, that's not part of the public
And
space.
that
You-
Mr.
because you
Sibal has
need-
also clarified, there can't be any
That's
objection.
internal.
We needn't labor this issue, we are all now clear on,
Yes, yes.
on conceptual grounds. Mr. Attorney, now we'll hear you.
Interruption, but on the lighter side. My learned friend said that there are some people who are under house arrest and therefore there is no bond. But that means the right people are in the house arrest.
5,000 people. Let's not make
Isn't it that?
let's make a mockery of democracy.
People are under house arrest.
5,000 people were under house arrest at that time. 144 was throughout the state. This court, Manadina judgment has recognized that. But the internet was shut down and then they are saying there were no buns. Why? How can there be buns when people can't even go to hospital? People could not go to hospital because of the bun. They died.
I wish,
Let's not go into all this.
Mr.
I
Sibal,
wish we don't enter into
one
this
second.
dialogue.
Mr. Attorney,
I-
Mr. Sibal, we have, right from the inception of the hearing, we have heard this matter in a sense of dispassionateness,
Absolutely.
the sense of objectivity which must govern an answer to a constitutional challenge. We request both sides. Let's maintain it at that level.
Absolutely.
Because, yes. Yes,
I don't
Mr.
think
Attorney.
neither the solicitor nor me has entered into the domain to try to color the mind of the judges. We have not done that. I don't know about that.